silenced.
Okay. I'm Christi with KGAR Radio.
Hi.
Nice to meet
I'm Brendon.
you.
That's everything you have on you is spiky. I just hurt my finger on your ring.
Oh, my ring. I'm
Is it an
sorry.
engagement ring?
No.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I know.
It's wonderful.
I'm still single, and I plan on being that way.
Now get serious. Let's get
I
serious.
know. I wanted to ask you about the new album.
Yes, please.
It's beautiful, and thank you.
Listen to it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you enjoy it?
We enjoy it. I brought the
That's good
record.
news.
Actually, I ordered the vinyl.
Oh, cool. That's cool, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful, and the etched album.
That's a fun one, right?
It's beautiful
Yeah.
too. Yeah. How long did it take you to write to do the record?
Well, those songs are all from. This is the first record I've done where all the songs exist in some form, a partial form, some of them, in episodes of the television show Metalocalypse. So it was my job to gather kind of the fan favorite songs and our favorite songs and put them together on one record. And the recording process was about 2 months, maybe a little bit more, which is not that much time. I'm used to having a little bit more time than that.
Right.
But so it was a tricky time for all of us to get all that stuff done and to make it something that was quality, hopefully, and then also at the same time, while we were doing that, we were producing all the animation for this tour.
Okay.
So I was torn between running to the production company and producing all the animation with all the directors and all the animators and all the compositors and everything, and going back to the studio and supervising Gene's drums and making sure that everything sounded right, and then going and tracking all my guitars and doing my vocals and doing all the leads and the keyboards and all the stuff that I do, and having Brian Beller come in. So it was a condensed amount of stuff in a short amount of time, but I guess over the years I've gotten better at managing my time in that way. So that's what it was. It was there was no resting. So then we started rehearsing for a one-off towards the end of the whole record, while the record was still not finished, and so I had to be rehearsing half the day, and the latter half of the day till like 4 in the morning. I was recording lead guitars and vocals and writing lyrics and all that stuff at the same time.
Right.
So yeah.
So all of your time is pretty much spent on the cartoon and the music.
Yes.
So there's not that much touring going on. I know I waited a while. I know you played at the Fillmore. We saw that show.
Yes, that was a while ago. Yeah.
That was a while ago.
And then the last time we went to San Jose and played. That was the last kind of Bay Area-ish show.
Yeah.
The Fillmore was a really fun show.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think you played in LA, and I missed that show at Mayhem Festival or something.
Yes, we did a one-off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's busy because most of what I do is produce a TV show, and then the music is only part of that. So most of my time is spent making TV shows, which takes much more time.
What came first? I know your history a little bit, but I know that you went to the Berklee School of Music and that you've always wanted to be a musician. Then you started writing home movies, I think, and then that went well, so you got to do your Metalocalypse.
Yes.
So what came first, the music or the actual thoughts of the cartoon?
The whole thing came at once. So I wanted to. I guess it was my job to make sure that I had characters and a band at the same time. So, or at least a sound of a band. I didn't have a band. It was just me in a room. So I was programmed in drums and playing all the guitars and doing all the bass stuff myself. And that's what the first season was, until I thought, you know what? My original thought was, hopefully what I can do is I can put a band together to kind of flesh this whole thing out. So when I go and make the first record, I want a real drummer. I'll probably still play all the bass stuff because our budgets aren't big. I'll probably have to just do everything myself. So I'll get a great drummer, and luckily I got Gene Hoagland to be a part of this thing, which is super cool.
Yeah, he's amazing, and I mean it sounds so good. All of the albums are great, but
cool.
This one is just, I think it's beautiful. And you guys did such a good job. And so this is the first time just you and Gene recorded the first two, right?
Yes.
And Brian Beller
did one song on the last record.
He did the Hammer?
He did. The one before that.
Oh, okay.
On Death Album 2, he did a song called The Gears.
Right.
And that was the first one that he was just in town because he lives in Nashville. So he said, I'm in town. I know you're recording this one song. Can I please play bass on it? I said, absolutely, play bass. And he did, because he's a way better bass player than I am. And he just adds a better sound than I do. He gets a better sound from his fingers than I do on a bass.
Right.
And because he's like one of the best bass players around. And he can just do that. Can I get you a sniffly nose thing?
I got a little bit of water.
Any chance we can get to Kleenexes and napkins? Oh, hey, right here.
Hey.
I got something back here. You guys do your thing.
No, okay. I just heard it too many times. Heard it too many goddamn times. Anytime we can give him any shit, we take that opportunity. It's really fun.
He's a nice guy. He's on it. He's on the ball.
He's really good. He's the greatest, but it's fun to give him shit too.
Yeah.
So back to the conversation. He thinks I'm such a dick. That was fun though. We had the worst hotel room in the world last night, so it's fun.
Fun to get back at him.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit. But so Brian came and played on this whole record. I thought, just play on the whole record. I had done another record right before this that's not a Death Clock project called Galacticon, where it was just myself and Gene Hoglan and Brian Beller. So I was used to working with him. We have a really super fast shorthand working with Brian. He has a really strong understanding of melody, and just he likes what I like out of the bass, you know. And so I had a record before this that was very bass heavy. And you can check it out on my website at brendonsmall.com, and it's a really fun project that sounds like a different version of Death Clock, kind of a little bit more melodic vocals and stuff. But Brian's a really great bass player, and he and I also, he went to Berklee College of Music, and so we kind of shared that same, we spoke on the same musical terminology. Everyone kind of does, but we had the exact same kind of definition of things.
Nice.
More people. Yeah.
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
Sorry.
It's okay. We're in the middle of an interview.
Okay.
If you want to hang out in the other room.
I will.
Yeah. Yeah. Over there. It's all right.
No problem.
No
Hello.
problem. No problem. Come on in. This will be fun. You're gonna edit this, right?
Probably.
Oh yeah.
When I shamed Rich earlier for sniffling.
I know. No problem. So what's it like working with Gene?
He's amazing.
He's a mellow dude. He's lost a lot of weight. He looks,
yeah. He's like he's healthy. He's getting healthy. He has been healthy. He slimmed down a lot. He's a really great guy with a great sense of humor and easy to work with also. And it's funny because he doesn't think of, you think of him as like this guy that can play the shit out of drums and has all these chops and everything, but those are just kind of things that he has. When I talk to him about the songs and the song formats and like how do we get from here to here, and let's do 5 or 6 different things and pick the best one. That's the part that we start having fun with, and that's where we start getting creative together, is just aiding the arrangements as much as we can through being musical on the drums. It sounds really strange, but he's a very musical drummer, and I think that's the thing that makes him one of the more sought after guys in metal. And plus, I mean, most of what we do when we're kind of warming up and messing around is nothing close to metal. It's like just playing, we'll just launch into a song that we all kind of can fake our way through, and then it's classic rock stuff. It's like, it's just very much not. And then like we can do weird fusion stuff together. And this record we got to mess around with some other different feels that we hadn't used before in Death Clock. So he's a creative guy that's always like up for the challenge.
He's a real mellow, nice guy. Yeah.
But mostly he's a very just musical person, and that's why he's the drummer that he is. He also has amazing chops and amazing time. But I think underneath all that stuff, he has a sense of what he loves about music are the same things that I like about it,
Right.
Which are strong songs and melody,
Yeah, it's heavy. I mean, I love all the songs on there. I love the hammer. I like the way it flows. It's a good, driving over here. Camaro was fun, go a little fast. But the hammer's got Andromeda. The drums, the way that starts out, love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, the new album is...
That's cool. I'm glad you like it. The hammer's a fun one. That was just one little riff that was on the TV show that I got to expand a whole song out of, and it's written from the point of view of an ex-band member. So in my mind, I wrote lyrics. So when I wrote lyrics for this song, I thought this is probably a song that this other guitarist, Magnus Hammersmith,
right,
and his nickname was the Hammer, and that is why it's called that. And he's describing himself in this way, and he's just not a good person at all. And you hear the lyrics from his point of view, who he thinks he is. He's just all ego, and he's just a terrible, shitty person. And that's what the song is. Probably one of the most shitty songs of, terrible people. It's a song about a terrible, terrible asshole from his own point of view, thinking he's a badass.
Right.
So that was the fun in writing that song.
Right.
Just trying to come up with that, and if people put that together, great. If they don't, it's still fine. They still enjoy the song, whether or not.
Yeah. So with respect to the cartoon, okay, season 4, wow, the Church of the Black Clock, the last one, was, and I don't want to sound like a total nerd, but I loved your cartoons. But when I didn't expect it, and just the way it leaves you hanging is kind of like it's just beginning now. Here we go, you know. And that's the way I feel about it. I was like, wow. I mean, I was just like, I clapped on my couch by myself. I think I scared my teacup chihuahua, but I was like, yes, it was just really great.
Somebody showed me.
I like the ending.
I'm glad you liked that. There was a lot of work to get to that little place right there, so that more can happen.
Right.
But it has to kind of shift into a dark place that you can't come back from. So I'm glad that worked for you. There was a really funny thing that somebody showed me in an interview where he filmed me watching this girl on YouTube who was watching the last episode, and she was really emotional and really reacting very strongly.
I did.
And
I saw
this girl, you saw it?
I saw it.
Yeah, and she's crying.
Was she redhead?
Yeah, she's like dyed red hair. Yeah, I saw that.
It.
That was really awesome, and she reacted really strongly at the point where I was hoping the audience would react really strongly, which is when Nathan was apologizing to Pickles at the funeral.
Right.
So I thought, that's like, how long can I stretch this out? How hard can I make it for him to do this?
I'm sorry.
How hard is it for him to access any emotion within him, and how much will that tear him apart and make him puke blood and all that stuff? Like, how difficult is it for this person who's been so closed off for so long to actually express that he needs another person in his life? And watching her watch that was really so satisfying. I was like giggling. I was like getting hysterical watching that. Watching her watch it was really funny.
That's awesome.
But yeah. But hopefully, I mean, that's what you want. You want to have a show that can move you in some way. And I know there are a lot of cartoons out there, and I've watched a few of them, and sometimes you just don't want to. You're not tuning in to find out what happens next week. It's just a resetting thing that just. What is the value of it?
We can't wait. We're anticipating what's coming next, but everything you do is just brilliant. I think the way that
this is a great interview. I like the way this is going. Especially when you compliment me like that.
Well, I think you are, because I listen to everybody knows how hard it is to go to college and to do what they want to do, and the way you went about getting there is a really neat thing.
It's fun. I think
it's cool.
It's
and
fun.
I love home movies too.
Oh, cool!
Hilarious.
That was a fun show to do. Really have fond memories of that. It's fun going around the other way, building a fake band and populating it with people, and then having a story and character and music at the same time is a fun way. I'd rather do that than what most people do, which is, they start a band, they start playing in clubs, they start having to do stuff. I want to have all the music written first and then do it a different way through the world of comedy too, and it's much more fun. I gotta say, like, this tour has been the most fun I've had on stage, because we just take everything. I mean, we take all the music parts as seriously as possible, and we don't want to make any mistakes. But within that, the question that we ask ourselves every night is, how can we make this the most fun event for us on stage? And I think that'll just translate to the audience if they're even paying attention to us. Most of the time they're watching the thing, but it's been really fun to take it as to make the goal be have as much fun as we can have on stage.
That's good.
And it is.
So do you like touring? Is that fun? Getting out of the
It's fun. It's crazy. It's amazing because I'm not a touring person. I usually write, and I'm a writer, I guess, and and I do acting and I do all that other stuff. But this is a different lifestyle, and it's not bad. I enjoy it a lot. Really enjoy playing guitar a lot, so that's fun. I enjoy playing in front of people, and that's the only way I really like. I think that's the best way you can connect with an audience is by performing for them, rather than, like, what are the alternatives? Like in the animation world, you go to Comic-Con, you do a bunch of stupid voices in a room, you feel like a wind-up monkey, like doing stuff. And for this, it was like,
natural.
It's much more fun. It's like I'm playing and they're reacting. There's a give and take between the artist and the audience, and that's what I think the thing should be. So I like it. It's weird what you can acclimate to.
Yeah.
What could be normal to you.
I loved it the first time I saw you guys, and you were, Nathan Explosion, I love San Francisco, But then, you could be Swiss Gar, talking to the girls in the front and joking. Yeah. And I thought that was pretty neat. And watching everyone's reactions to just the show, the animation, how it first started out, was a really cool thing to be in the crowd and see how excited everyone is for you. Yeah.
I think this show kind of ups the ante on those other ones. I think it's just a little bit more fun, and I think it's just a little bit better of a flow, and I think it's just more audience interaction. Yeah. So check it out if it's not too late for those of you watching it, because I'm going to be busy making things for a while, so who knows when I'm going to be able to do this again.
I know. glad we got to
Yeah.
see you. Thank you very
Cool.
much.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
We'll stop the video now, and thank you again. And let's pull out our album, see if maybe I can get an autograph from you on my
Sure.
record. Okay.
Any shout-outs, requests?
Shout outs. Please play music. Play a song from music. Right? From the world of music. Really?
Here's yours.